It's way too noisy in here. Let's go on out on the street and see what we can see. It's almost as noisy out here, so I'll just mute the background noise and explain what we're seeing as we walk along here. As you can see, this is there's quite a few people that show up for this every year. Taste of Morgan Hill. It's always done around the last weekend of September. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't always the last weekend. I remember one year when I did a signing for a book I wrote, and I did it for Booksmart when they were down here in town. And that was on the 22nd of September that year. And I remember that because it was the same time there was a concert at the winery that year. As I pan northward on Monterey Street to show you some of the kiosks that line both sides of the street for this event, I'm standing on the northwest corner of Monterey Street and 2nd Avenue, where Booksmart used to have their facility. They've moved up a block on 2nd Avenue to the southwest corner of Depot and 2nd Avenue now. Many of those people you're seeing in this shot came from miles around to this event, which you'll see on a sign coming up very soon. And there it is, the Taste of Morgan Hill, in case you're wondering where you are. It sounds like there's a band warming up. Let's see if we can catch some of that action. Well, for an old codger, a little of that goes a long way. But then the Taste of Morgan Hill is for old and young alike, and I'm sure that the young folks think this is pretty good stuff. Now here's something that no man or boy, for that matter, can resist, and that's the old car show. We've got some real old ones like these in the 20s, and we've got some others that are not quite so old, but they're all interesting to look at. Most of them remind us of our days gone by. That's a 56 Chevy there. And pretty soon we're going to be seeing a 55 Chevy Bel Air hardtop that is very similar to the one that I had back in the day. Well, that old Studebaker takes me back. There's the 55 Chevy that I had when I was a boy, 24 years old, in Colorado. I bought it in 57. I drove it to New York in 58 just to show off. You see, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York by some pretty strict parents, and I left there when I was 22 years old to move to Colorado and make my mark. Well, you can imagine what kind of mark I would make at age 22. But when I drove back there, they were very impressed. Of course, I didn't tell them that I was up to my ears in hock at that time to buy that Chevy, because that's something they just would not have understood. Now, here's something that is interesting. This is what happens when a Cadillac Coupe de Ville gets too close to a Studebaker Golden Hawk. Pins on that thing are from the Golden Hawk. Most of the rest of it is Coupe de Ville. Considering the popularity of the Morgan Hill Car Show, it's no wonder that it's a regular feature of the Taste of Morgan Hill Festival every year. There's the little outdoor cookery of the Trail Dust restaurant. They've just about become a legend here in Morgan Hill, primarily because what they create is arguably the best barbecue found anywhere in the world. But you'll have to catch them when they're open, because when you're that good, you can work on your own schedule. This is one of our newer restaurants. It's becoming very popular. It has outdoor dining, as do several other restaurants in town. Now, here's an interesting street that Nell and I found while we were making the rounds. This was almost like going to the boardwalk at Santa Cruz. There were all kinds of rides and games for the young ones to enjoy. And it was good to see that the city fathers, in putting together the Taste of Morgan Hill for 2008, had not neglected the children. But now, what would the Taste of Morgan Hill be without a Monavie tasting booth? Nell and I set out to find it. Well, I found the Monavie booth, but the background noise was so loud that I'm going to have to use some subtitles in this as we go, but I'll try to clean it up as much as I can. These are some colleagues of mine. That's Joe and John, who are manning the booth along with their wives, Denise and Jean. Looks like John's found somebody to talk to.
They come in slightly different blends. It's a good observation. What we're pouring for tasting is the original. That's what you see over there. This is a product that everybody can consume, even women who are nursing or who are pregnant. The active is the original. Active is in the green pot there. That is the same 19 fruit. What it has added to it is glucosamine and the esterified fatty acids omega-3, 6, and 9 to help support joint health. People who have joint issues, carpal tunnel, fibromyalgia, things like that, debilitating joint issues, who want to help their body heal themselves, reduce the pain and the inflammation in the body, would be interested in the active formulation. The other formula, the red formula here, is referred to as Pulse. Just released this particular weekend. Pulse is formulated. It also has 19 fruits in it. 10 of those original 19 have been replaced with 10 different fruits that are specifically targeted at cardiovascular health to help support the heart and the circulatory system. We now are able to make the claim that by drinking 4 ounces, 2 ounces twice a day, that one of these helps support the body's ability to eliminate cholesterol from the body. So people that have cholesterol issues, it's formulated specifically to do that. And so that's what happens. You drink 2 ounces twice a day, and if you drink 2 ounces twice a day, you get the nutritional equivalent of 13 servings of commonly consumed fruits and vegetables every day of the week. So if you've been following what the CDC has been saying, right, and the American Heart Association and others, we all need to be adding fruits and vegetables, to our diet regularly, every day if possible. Organic, if you can get them, and that's what this product does. It allows you to consume that amount of fruits and vegetables every day, 7 days a week, every day of the year.
John shared many more interesting facts and a lot of good information about this product with this gentleman. That'll all be coming up on part 2, which we'll just call Monavie at the Taste of Morgan Hill. So watch for that video. It's coming up soon. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Taste of Morgan Hill 2008. I'm Warren Dickman. They call me the Old Codger of Morgan Hill.
My dream is yours. My dream is yours.